Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, the first morning of Josh being home from work, and we slept in a little bit. So we're gonna go get our day started. I'm gonna get some chicken feed, and of course, so we're gonna get our chicken feed this morning and get our day started. Got our chicken feed. Josh went to get the pig feed. Our cat is in heat, so she's super vocal. Good morning. Good morning. So she is a cat that we got when she was about a month old. She was in an abandoned vehicle at work, hence the name. She was in a van against synchro. So, being in a van against synchro, we named her Synchro. And there's Joshua with Miss Pipes. And it is chilly this morning. So, it was 94 degrees on... Was it 94 degrees on Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, right?
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
It's 49 degrees this morning.
Ugh.
So, it's chilly. Chilly,
So
and
chilly.
it's a little sprinkly.
Yeah. And, ooh, it's windy.
Super windy.
Yeah, so.
If you can see it, that pool is supposed to be in with the pigs, and it's next to the garden. So, gotta figure that out.
Gotta figure it out.
Anyways, I'm gonna put y'all up since it's windy, because you probably won't be able to hear me anyways. So, here we go.
So, pig feed. These guys are always hungry. You just walk over here and they're like, we're starving! What's up, girls? You hungry? Alright, I'm coming. What do we think? Are we hungry? Gotta take a video selfie with the ladies. They always hungry, always hungry. So, one of the cool things about being at home now means that my honeydew list has gotten larger. And she's looking at the things. The little chickies. But we had our... I have to be quiet.
With you being here.
So one of the things that we've accomplished last night is we got our quarterly meeting for the homestead done last night. Yes, we have a quarterly meeting for our homestead, but it keeps us in track with goals, and we can check in on things and make sure we're doing what we need to do. So,
And sometimes there are goals that we set that, you know, they aren't necessarily unrealistic, but we do have to keep in mind that there are some things that will come up and things that we'll do a little different. So our last quarterly meeting was December 26th, and it was for the first quarter through the end of March. So as you all know, today is April 1st. So of course we had to have our meeting last night. But with that being said, we were able to look on our first quarter goals, see which ones we hit and which ones we missed. And the ones that we missed, some of them were okay. Some of them made it onto this next quarter's list though, just because they are still goals that we want to do. You know, we did some things that we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
We got pigs this quarter. We had puppies this quarter. So some things that we weren't necessarily expecting. And we have some exciting things for the next quarter.
yeah, I was gonna say, and some things got put on there. So, needless to say, we've got another busy quarter coming up. So, chores are done this morning. I think we're gonna go check on the plants in the plant room, and then we gotta get some stuff done. So we're gonna
take care of puppies, but
yeah. So we're gonna get some stuff done in the house, and then I think I'm gonna come back and in this video and talk to you guys a little bit about the 5 plants that we planted in the garden and why we planted them. So let's go ahead and jump in that. All right, guys, gonna have some coffee, and we're gonna talk about the things that we planted in our garden in the other video that we have where we give you a garden tour of our spring garden. So let's go into each individual thing and give you a little bit more information of why you might want to plant them in your garden. So the first thing that we planted were peas, and you want to sow peas 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. And it usually takes about 60 to 85 days for those to grow a pod, and you can harvest them. They are high in vitamin A and C, and when you actually get your harvest, the more you pick, the more you get, is kind of that thing. If you're looking to save seeds, peas might be a good thing to start with because they're super easy to save the seeds. Basically, the plant dries out and you can harvest the little peas, make sure they're dry, make sure they're hard, and there you go. There's your seeds for next year. So, all right, so another thing that we planted in our garden, which takes a little bit longer than most, is purple broccoli. And purple broccoli is fun for us just because, I mean, it's purple. Who doesn't like things that are purple? But if you are working outside, you are getting a lot of vitamin D in your life, and in order to absorb vitamin D, you need a lot of vitamin K, and broccoli is very high in vitamin K, A, and C. So that is something that we really enjoy, and we enjoy eating it a lot. So keep that in mind as you're working out in your garden this summer, that you might need more vitamin K than you might think. All right, so the next thing that we planted is Swiss chard. Swiss chard is comes in 3 different types of colors. There's ruby red, there's pink, and there is yellow or maybe an orange color. When you're planting Swiss chard, it is very high in calcium and iron, also vitamin A, B1, B2, and C. So that's another reason why we're putting it in our garden. So the next plant that we planted was spinach, and spinach is about a 4 to 6 week plant, and then you get full harvest. That's when you can start doing baby leaves or even larger leaves, depending on how early that you planted it. It is very high in vitamin A, B1, B2, and C as well, very similar to Swiss chard, and it is really good whether you let it grow out or you have baby spinach leaves. All right, so the next thing that we did actually a lettuce of red romaine, and then we also did a lettuce mix, And basically, this is not an iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is just water. These actually have a nutritional value to them. So you want to keep that in mind. If you're going to grow lettuce, you at least want to grow something that's going to give you nutritional value. So lettuce takes about 28 days to 50 days to grow, and you can use the cut and grow back method, which is basically the outer leaves, you cut those first, and you let the inner leaves come out and spread open and get a little bit bigger, and then you can harvest them in the next couple of days, and you can get more harvest out of that. So what happens is you can grow and harvest most of your lettuce throughout the entire year. So the last thing that we grew some kale. We love kale. Kale is like the staple to our garden this year, and that is because it's one of the most nutrient dense plants on the planet, and it has tons and tons of vitamins. Kale is loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C and vitamin K, so it's not bad for a leafy green. It also takes about 25 to 50 days for harvest, so it grows really, really fast, and so you can have a lot of it in a short period of time. That's it. That's what we're growing this year in our early spring garden. We've started planting, as you can see back here, some more plants to help us out in the summer and in the April months specifically, because that's what we're getting into, is the April months. So we'll be doing corn, beans, tomatoes here soon, some squash, some summer squash. So stay tuned for that video. We're going to end this video here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, which I'm going to put right here. Make sure you hit the bell button for notifications. And until next time, guys, we will see you in the next video. And get outside and start planting. Come on!